Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character questionnaire by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche never really had that luxury of being able to wake up to someone, a loved one. And to be honest, hearing about it, he didn't really think it was that special. Not until he got it for himself. And if you were to be honest, he never thought he would have that experience. He never thought he would even fall in love, let alone have someone fall in love with him. And to be able to get to this point, where the two of you are so in love with one another and trust each other so deeply, it was something special, something that Scaramouche felt constantly blessed for and thankful as well. So, every day that he was woken up by you was a day where he would be thankful that he even existed, to appreciate this gift of living, this gift of having you around, of loving you, being able to kiss you and hold you, hear your beautiful laughter, see your eyes and your smile. He was something about himself sometimes, was the way he talked about you. But he was right about every single word he said. And he spoke of his feelings, the feelings that he was so shy of because of how extreme they were. That was how he felt like when he was in love. It was something difficult, something he couldn't explain, and something so intense that he simply could not just give up. And right now, he had woken up in your arms for, well, that would be the 10th time. He was still trying to get used to it, still felt shocked at times when he would wake up to find your arms wrapped around his body, your face buried in the crook of his neck, and his hand would move to your hair, stroking it gently as he pressed a soft kiss to your temple. Watching you, he could only appreciate what you were and what you were constantly giving him with your mere presence. And you woke up to find him staring at you and felt yourself smiling. You know, if it was anyone else staring at me while I slept like that, I would call you a creepy stalker or something. You say softly, and you can't help but chuckle, kissing your cheek. Well, I may just be a creepy stalker, but a closer one than most. Is that so? Mm-hmm. He nodded, and then he got up. He always loves to get up first, and knowing him, you would patiently wait, and he would come over to you with breakfast. Yes, you were lucky enough to have breakfast in bed with Scaramouche. And if anything, he would be extremely clingy in the mornings. So, make use of that. He does love cuddles as well, and though he will never ask for it, he certainly wants it. Perhaps more than you yourself do. He's just so in love with you, and though he has a hard time voicing it, it's all true and all in his heart. Xiao, the first time he slept next to you, he was stiff as a board, and when he woke up, he had found himself wrapped around you, like he was just clinging to you in his sleep. Perhaps he had gotten too comfortable, because then, as soon as the realization dawns on him, he pales and stiffens once again, nervous, a bright blush coloring his cheeks. He had no idea how to deal with this. The idea of loving someone like this and being so intimate as to sleep in with them in the same bed, to wake up to them, it was different, and perhaps even scary at times. No matter how much he loved you or trusted you, it was all too new to him, and it would take a lot of time for him to get used to it. But then, before he could continue on with his own train of thoughts, he found you wrapping your arms tightly around him, pulling him even closer and kissing him in your sleep. Xiao, come here, don't go, you said sleepily, and he wouldn't even stiffer. It was impossible how stiff he could get sometimes, and he was blushing bright red, completely frozen in place as he watched you. He wasn't sure if he wanted you to wake up or not, because if you did, you would tease him, but it would allow him some space, which is something he was desperate for because, well, he was nervous. He has no idea what to do and what you would like. And he stays like that, frozen in your arms for a couple of good minutes, until you wake up a little bit after him and look up at him with a wide grin on your face. Good morning, Xiao. Good morning, Ryan, he says, a little bit of the tension going away from him, as if melting upon seeing your smile and your kind eyes. Perhaps you weren't so annoyed with how clingy he was, or with how the two of you were holding on to each other, which is something that put relief in him, because he was always so worried of being too much. And maybe you wouldn't like it, no matter how many times you told him that you would love for him to be too much sometimes. You loved everything that he did, every moment that he spent with you. So of course, to you, Xiao could never be truly too much. You loved him, and no matter what he does, or how much he does it, you're quite sure you could never get bored of someone like him. And eventually, after you just keep cuddling close to him, talking quietly, he finds himself easing into your arms, and he even leans in, pressing a soft kiss to your face. Ryan, thank you. You're stunned for a little bit, tilting your head as if to ask why, and he just nods, telling you, thank you, Ryan. If I could, I would thank you for eternity, for giving me this, for letting me wake up like this. To be honest, I feel like I'm the luckiest and happiest man in the world. And to be honest, you could never get happier hearing those words from him. Because Xiao's loving words and doting smile, they were the best things to be woken up to in the morning.